Hey guys, welcome back for another video. So today I'm just going over and setting the finer points of my new motovlogging setup. We're going to be going out on the road in just a second. I need to figure out my best zoom and image stabilization. I want to see if I want to use the noise cancellation or not and figure out the best gain settings for this setup. I'll run you through what I've got real quick. Now, I've been a diehard GoPro user since the original Hero. I've had almost every single model out there. And now coming back and starting doing road videos again, it's been several years since my last setup and it was time to update. And frankly, going back with GoPro today is not even an option. They are so far behind both DJI and Insta360 at this point. I chose to go with the new Action 4 and the brand new DJI MIC 2, which is a wireless Bluetooth mic, very versatile because they just updated the firmware on this to link these two directly. No more receiver needed, no more audio adapter, no wire in between these at all. So very, very good for not only motovlogging, but lots of other stuff. And this thing is just a killer device. I'll talk about that more in a second. But there are tons of videos out about the Action 4 setup. We're not going to go through that. Nothing new here. Just a great all-around action cam with modern features. Great battery life, no overheating, excellent image quality in pretty much any situation. Just a great deal and very relatively inexpensive. I mean, I paid more for, I think, every single GoPro except maybe the original one or two. Just super impressed with this guy. So the mount is pretty much the same as I had before, but because we no longer need a cage, it comes with one if you want it, but it doesn't offer anything but a little more protection if it falls off. That's just not a concern here. But no longer do you need anything special, so it's actually a little bit lighter, about the same size as my GoPro 6 here, which I'm now selling. Just a tiny bit wider, just a hair, and about the same thickness, and about the same height. So size-wise, I don't really notice anything. But again, I don't need this cage on it anymore. So I gained maybe about 1/4 inch off the top here. Should be a lot nicer to get air into my chin vent here. So I'm looking forward to that. Now here is where I used to have the media adapter for my GoPro. And this is where I would plug in my wired mic and I would have to have this in the camera. Like I said, Bluetooth now between these two devices. This is extremely versatile. This is simply an all-in-one little mic, recorder, and transmitter. So I just put a little Velcro on the clip here. It has a very sturdy clip built in. You can't take the clip off, and that's just my Velcro that I added. It is a built-in mic, like I said. The top here is where the actual mic is. There's also a magnetic dead cat for it. It just clips into place. There's also a very strong little magnet square, and you put that on the inside of your shirt, and then this will snap to it. So you just put this on as a lapel mic directly, or you can do what I do here and wire in as a wired mic for even better quality. The internal battery is rechargeable, only takes a couple hours and lasts all day. And you can see the USB-C port here. Now, because that's facing up in this situation, I've ordered some little tiny rubber caps that'll fit right over that and make that watertight. I'll put a link down to everything down below. And by the way, if you're ordering this kind of stuff, check both DJI Direct and Amazon, because depending on exactly what you want, Amazon can have more combinations of stuff than DJI offers. Prices are the same. I can't find any discounts on any of this stuff anywhere. So prices are what they are, but you can take solace in that you're not getting gouged anywhere either. But for example, I originally was just going to get the Action 4, which is $300, and the MIC 2, which is $100. And Amazon was allowing me just to buy those separately. However, they were out of stock of the mics separately. So it was either wait 1 to 2 months is what they're saying for that, or just order the Adventure combo, either direct through Amazon or DJI. But again, Amazon was out because they didn't have this in stock either. The Adventure combo gives you these two plus 2 more batteries, so you get 3 total, and this fast charging 3-pack charger, which is also a power bank, very much like their drones, which I also have. So I just went with the Adventure combo. It was $500 total for everything. Plus they give you a cage, 2 mounts, which are magnetic, I'll show you that in a second, plus a whole bunch of parts and goodies. So that was really the way to go for me. Now the mount is really cool. You can see it's just a little tiny platform compared to needing a big old cage that wraps around. And to get the camera off, you just squeeze these 2 little clamps right here and release it, and it lifts off. A little hard with one hand there. There we go. And it's magnetic. There's a big strong magnet under here. Not super useful. I was thinking that, well, maybe the magnet, is strong enough to hold it on by itself. No, definitely not. It sort of guides it into place, but you can't rely on the magnet for anything. You still have to push it down, make sure it's fully clamped, and good to go. But the magnet on itself is cool because you can now stick the camera to things. Just for a quick shot. Bing, bang, boom, done. Nothing needed other than that. Now for the mic, this is my old Sony mic, very good mic. And when I bought it, this is Sugru, by the way, I just custom molded this to stick in the helmet. When I originally got this, I think it was 30 bucks I paid, something right around there years ago. And it's still a very good mic. However, it's now almost $90. I wanted to get a new one because the end here was just slightly loose. They're starting to separate. So the barrel here and the housing can twist. So I wanted to get a new mic. This still works, but I can't depend on it. So that's just gonna sit there. I got in the Movo, which is kind of like the modern replacement for that. Under 30 bucks and just slightly better quality. I mean, they're really a toss up between the two. And I put it in exactly the same place. You can see it just peeking out there underneath one of my cheek pads. And that's just wired and looped through there and comes out here and plugs right in. Super simple. And then the GoPro mount is on the helmet, custom molded again with Sugru. It's a basically semi-permanent sugar-based epoxy. Think of it that way. And you can get it at any craft store or Walmart if they have craft supplies. All right, let's suit up. And I'm just gonna run through all the settings and the combinations and get back here in editing and see what I like the best. All right, so pay no attention to all the crap on the bars. I'm in the middle of just a test video for that. That's all temporary. What are you barking at? Okay, so this first clip, and I'm going to just be stopping here a lot. Unfortunately, the app only gives me video settings, none of the audio. So I've got to stop if I want to change anything about the mic and get the camera off and adjust it that way. But we're starting off here with no image stabilization. This is ultra-wide. Everything is going to be in 4K 60 because I already know that's what I prefer to record and show in. And everything is here with the mic setup that you showed, or that I showed, with the visor closed. I know that I'm not going to be using stabilization off, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like as a baseline. So now I'm going to turn on the first one called Rocksteady. Now looking at the audio gauge, I can tell that I'm clipping pretty badly because it's just going out to the max. We do at least get a level meter, but again, can't do anything about changing it. So I'm going to dial that in first. I just turned on Rocksteady, which is the first stabilization, and that's probably where I'll stay. We'll see. Let me fix the audio better so this isn't a really annoying video for everybody watching. Alright, here's halfway down at -6. It's better, but I can still see it pegging. Let's go all the way down to -12. And at -12, talking normally here, I can see it not quite pegging out, leaving a little bit of a gap there, so that looks like the best setting. Not surprised, anytime you have really close mic work, and again this is about an inch away from the side of my mouth, you're going to need to pull back your gain on whatever transmitter you're using. Hopefully you have controls. So okay, audio sorted out. Now I need to test the noise control, and I can do that with a button right on the side of my helmet here. So now we've got the noise reduction on. I have a feeling this is where I'm going to leave it. I already have really good wind protection and everything just from the setup in the helmet physically, but I think this will help just kind of isolate
any weird noises. Let me go to Rocksteady Plus here. Now we've got even more stability. I can turn my head, I can tilt my head. I just want to see what the difference looks like once I get it back in editing. Doesn't look all that different in the screen, maybe a little less responsive or jerky, but I can still look to the left, show you guys something over here. I can still look up. It's still not limiting the horizon or anything like that. But I can also see that my field of view was greatly narrowed, and I don't like that. I like the more immersive feel of the ultrawide, because I like to kind of bring my viewers along to wherever I am. And when you have a narrow field of view, it doesn't really do it for me. At least that's not what I like watching. So let's go back to Rocksteady. Oh, I got to show you the horizon balancing. I'm not going to use it, but it's kind of cool. Okay, now this mode is trippy, and I can already see I need to calibrate my horizon line because it's supposed to be completely flat there. But check out how much I can tilt. I'm tilting my head completely to my shoulders, left and right now, and nothing happens on screen. Depending on the resolution that your camera is set to, it can either completely compensate up to 45 degrees of tilt or all the way around, meaning you could be in a plane and do a barrel roll and the cockpit would spin around, but not the camera view. That is just crazy. But here in 4K 60, I'm limited to a 45 degree. Just super smooth. I can still turn my head, but if I tilt my head, nothing happens. I can still kind of look up. It's not as much as the other modes, but it's still there. Now, the downside is you can see how narrow the view got. It's unacceptably narrow for a normal helmet view, but it definitely could be used in some other situations, that's for sure. So there you go. Hope it helps. If you're getting this setup, these are some settings that you could certainly try out for yourself. And I'll put links down to what I used if you want to duplicate it yourself. Stay tuned for lots of more stuff coming up right now.